Yes. Once again, this is Michael Kimathi, your hosts. And this is Africa's Talking Podcasts in collaboration with Impact Masters Podcasts. Bringing you movers and shakers in tech. But this particular podcast, we highlight hardware tech. We are still in the coastal region of Kenya, Mombasa, and it's quite amazing to look at what is happening at the marine economy and what movers and shakers here are doing to empower the economy around here. But in the meantime, check out africastalking.com. They provide USSD, SMS, airtime, mobile data, voice API solutions. When you think about communication and 2G last mile communication, Africa's Talking empowers business. And for developers, our APIs are always up to date and ensuring that integration is easy. Check them out. So what do you think about marine economy? There are a couple of things that comes in mind. And one of those things is that how do fishermen and amongst how people consume, the coastal cuisine, if I may call it that, value chain, processing and all that. So today we have an amazing guest that I'm going to introduce to you shortly. So today we have Dennis Okangi, who is a passionate impact innovator and social entrepreneur committed to leveraging technology for creating a better world. And his core focus lies in developing and implementing technologies that drive positive transformations in both society and the environment. Dennis Okangi is a computer scientist and also considers himself as an electrical engineer. He's been an active community member. I think I met him back in 2016 or 2017, just immediately or just close to when he was graduating. Dennis, how are you?
I'm good.
Yeah, nice to be here with you today. If you told me 8 years down the line we would have a sitting. When did I meet you? Is it 2016, 2017?
Around 2016.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, it's quite some time.
Yeah. And then he was trying to figure out, what do I do with this knowledge I have? Yeah?
Yeah, that was the time of campus when you're still in college, trying to understand how best you can apply the knowledge you gain in college to do something meaningful.
Yeah. So Dennis, before even the college, I would love to know where did it all start? Where did Dennis start? Where were you born? How was it like?
Well, for me, I was born and raised here in Mombasa, even though I'm originally from Kisii.
Yeah, Kisii.
Yeah, I'm a Kisii. So, having born and raised here in the coast region, I think growing up, I've been mostly kind of having enough time interacting with people in the fish value chain. Yeah, so it's been quite around 15 years growing here in the coast region. I went to high school in Mombasa, Moi Forces Academy.
Oh.
Yeah, then from Moi Forces Academy, then I went to Rongo University in
But before that, Dennis, so which part specifically were you born in Mombasa?
Likoni.
Likoni, yeah. And Likoni has some history. One part I've not gone or visited, visit and see how the culture is Likoni. And I would love to know, how is life there?
I can say Likoni is a bit easy life. I think things up there are a bit cheap. Yeah, even the population right now is quite growing because in 2003, people were actually it was really not really densely populated. But if you go right now, the population is quite huge. Even, I don't think we'll be able to find even a piece of land for you to. Okay. So I think
is that good or bad?
In two ways, it might be good because now we have enough people in place.
Yeah.
But also it will be bad because every time in a densely populated place, everything is there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So that means there is enough food. People are a bit happier.
I can't say enough food, but what I can say is that because of the high population, things are also quite, I can say quite affordable. The lifestyle is quite affordable. The housing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much is a house per month there? Maybe say 1 bedroom.
The houses there mostly are the Swahili culture thing. So you find, you can find a house for about 8 to 10,000, or even 6 to 10,000, depending on the type of house.
Is it like an open?
Yeah, open,
house?
Shared washrooms and stuff. This kind of lifestyle. Yeah, so that's why you find it's more affordable to most people.
Yeah. And in that culture now, people would ask, is there privacy? Or
I can't say there is privacy because I think if you're able to picture the Swahili, the Swahili house, how they're structured.
Yeah.
I think they have been built in such a way that is for people to be able to spend less, especially on rental stuff. So you being able to share washrooms and bathrooms and stuff with maybe 8 or 4 people in that kind of house setup. Yeah, that one, privacy might be less because all the houses are kind of facing each other at some point.
Okay.
So it's really not quite safe when it comes to privacy.
Yeah, so but do you see kids learn things that they're not supposed to be learning at a young age? Or?
Yeah, what I can say, it's quite for us. I think during my time, you could find it difficult when you have different households living in that kind of house. Someone who's well off, and maybe you're just seeing adjacent to someone who has a family, but they're really not well off. So you can find that kind of experience, how your kids feel when others are watching TV and you don't have TV, and that kind of an environment.
Perspective.
Yeah, so it's kind of a competitive environment whereby kids really go through a lot and learn a lot because they are always close to people with different lifestyles. Yeah.
And also, is it a safe environment in terms of security?
I can't recommend that. It's not. People, as I said, people live in those environments not because that's the best environment, but that's the most affordable way to live. That's why most people want cheap housing and stuff.
Yeah,
I think they have to move to this kind of rental spaces.
Yeah. Oh, I see. So how did you navigate? Because you spent maybe most of your primary school in that environment, right?
Yeah, my primary school life, mostly we were in a rental. I think it's until 2004 and 4 and 5 there when my parents decided to purchase a piece of land to be able to set up our own small structure.
That's still in Likoni? In
Likoni, yeah. So I think after that time, that's where things started changing a bit. The lifestyle changed a bit. Security changed a bit. Privacy
now you can fence your...
You can, you at least you can do most of your things in a private way. Yeah, so... Yeah, I think that's the time when we were able now to start living kind of our own family life. Yeah, but previously living in that kind of a Swahili environment, a Swahili housing culture, it was really putting us under a lot of pressure, a lot of challenges, especially now, as I said, you cannot control who has to stay in that house.
Yeah.
Different house, how people live with their own rules.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are people, even drunkard can stay there. The issue there is, as long as we pay, you're also paying. So this is the culture. Yeah, you've rented this space. I've also rented near to you, so I can do whatever I want.
So you don't choose your neighbor.
Yeah, so it's tough. It was tough.
And most of the people there are just, I'll not say they are coastarian. They're people who just migrate to coasts, finding a better life, and it's like it's somewhere to start.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think most population there is not basically people from the coast region. Yeah, it is quite, I can say it's quite populated people from other regions.
Yeah. And then there's element of diversity. Do you think that diversity actually contributed to, the early bringing up, knowing how to interact with people, trying to solve the problems that people are facing in day to day?
Of course. One of the things that being able to live in an environment whereby you're living with people from different geographical locations, different regions, it makes it easy for you to be able to learn different cultures, even to be able to understand how best you can you can interact with them.
Yeah.
And that really at some point also creates that strong bond within the community. But if you're in an environment whereby you're only living with maybe one community and that is it, it becomes a challenge when you're moving to a different location, meeting a new community. It gives you a tough time to be able to cope or to blend in. But Likoni culture, I think a lot of different people from different regions have come together. Everybody living in their own culture and stuff. But I think also that one also makes it easy for people to know that, okay, we are all from different places and we are here for business or for other things. So it even makes it easy for people to coexist. Because it's not nobody there is saying that you came to us. We all came here and we met and we are doing business. And
So you say sometimes it was a bit hard for those kids who have TV and the other ones who don't. Or these other families having 2 meals, this other one has 1 meal. So which family were you? The one with the TV or?
No. When we started, we never had TV. I can say there's a time we even used to... It's interesting. So sometimes when it may be news time and stuff, you have to maybe stay at the window of your neighbors to be able to see, because they have access to television and stuff. Maybe probably the only thing you have is radio. So sometimes you have to go closer to the window and watch news. And sometimes you will find yourself here with your family members watching TV.
Okay.
From your
family member.
Yeah. Then so that one was really creating. I can say the image is not good, but we really need to get updated and know what's going on, also for entertainment purposes. But that is the kind of challenges growing up, and that's just one side of the problem. But the other side of the problem now will be if you're a family with young kids, people want to go to other families and watch TV because you don't have or something. So that one, as a family or as a father or a parent, it really poses a lot of challenge to you. It's either now you find a way of bringing that kind of solution to your house if you have the ability, and if you don't have, you really have to worry a lot for your kid because you don't know whatever happens in that house, neighbor or something. So that kind of culture, I think, it has its own positives and negatives. But negatives, I can say it's
there
much.
are more.
There are more.
Because there is also child molestation and raping happening. Security where people get attacked and killed. Yeah. So you go to school. Which school did you go to there at in Likoni? Is it?
My primary school was Consolata Catholic Primary School.
It's in Likoni.
It's in Likoni. I think it was just 300 meters away from where from where you stay. So it was quite a very short walking distance.
And there you used to hesitate. You're the kid who everyone wants them to be. How was that experience?
In a family of 5, whereby you're the only boy in the house, I think that one really gave me a challenge. That
you're the only boy in 5 siblings.
Yes, okay. So that really gave me a challenge. Even though at my younger age I couldn't really realize that. But growing up, I had to realize that you see, at some point, it's me, my dad, and then we have to watch over. So that really, that. Are
you firstborn or?
I'm the secondborn.
Secondborn. Still, it looks like a firstborn.
I have a bigger sister who
checks on you.
Who checks on me now?
What's the age gap?
I can say 3 years. 3 years.
Still, it's you and your dad.
Yes. So, so I think growing up, it was easy for me from my primary school because it wasn't really that far. Even though growing up in that low income background setup, a lot of things were really kind of constraining my studies. As a young kid. Like what I can say is that our parents were not able to have that stable income that could be able to sustain you in school and also
your siblings
and the siblings.
And
sometimes you have to, at some point, you have to give priority to the ladies because as men we can easily cope with changes and stuff. So it was quite a tough environment, but we really tried our best our parents tried their best in various dimensions to ensure that we were in school.
Wow.
Yeah.
So did you ever miss like a whole year or maybe a few terms because you couldn't afford the fee and the siblings have to go to school?
I can't say that. I think primary school we were all in government school. It's a government school, so
Which
I can
is
say
made affordable.
So I can say things were not that quite difficult when it comes to schooling. The only challenge I think that was there was things outside school now. Yeah. So how can a household of 6 people be sustained with probably a father who is a carpenter? Then so during that time things were quite tough.
Yeah.
And this really it was quite a struggle for my dad, especially because I can say mostly he was the kind of the breadwinner to ensuring all those things were put in place.
Yeah.
But even though my mom also into other businesses, she was a teacher. Yeah.
Primary school or high school?
Yeah, primary
Okay.
school. Primary school, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So even though she had that passion of having her own school and stuff, but she used to teach in one of the schools in Likoni. Yeah.
Now does she have the school?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, right now she's doing well with with a small school.
That's
I think
primary
it
school,
deals with I can call, what do you call this grade stamp?
PP1,
PP1, yeah, those kind of stuff till standard 3. Yeah, so
it's growing or
it's growing.
she started with the PP1.
PP1
nursery.
growing up, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
When you look at it, you're like, man, everything comes together eventually.
Yeah, of course, for her that was the vision she had, because she was a teacher.
Yeah.
That's what she's
Is she retired now or?
Yeah, that's why she decided to have her own kind of create her own line of impact in terms of education and stuff.
And it's still in Likoni.
Likoni, yeah.
Wow, that's amazing, man. Like, yeah, it makes a lot of sense. So you in this primary school, you have the siblings, maybe you missed a meal or two here, or maybe you want new uniform.
Yeah.
Not coming as fast. Or maybe you have to forgo shoes. How was it for you to balance that and, say what? The most important thing is just school. And focus and say, you know what?
Yeah.
This is it. This is the only thing I need to make right.
It is interesting because, in your primary school, from standard 1 to standard 4, you really don't care.
Huh?
You're just a kid.
Even you don't realize
maybe you need another trousers, until maybe the teacher tells you that. But you're really that in a comfort zone whereby it's you and your parents stuff. But it is from standard 6 whereby now things are changing. Even
when you're growing up.
a lot of things change. You want to you want to look exactly. So that's the age probably where you put a lot of pressure now to your parents, telling them I need now to change, to have new shoes, new clothes. Yeah, but it was quite an environment where we could understand our parents, know the kind of struggle they are going through, and just try to cope with it. Plus also now the kind of motivation they used to give us in terms of how the future could be bright if we could work hard during that time. Yeah, so things could turn around. So that's one of the things really kept us intact.
And when you look at that, now that you are, I consider you now a grown up, and we'll get there. You totally understand the struggle.
I totally understand the struggle. Yeah, because for me, I can say the age I'm in right now, I'm even now trying to say, even my dad used to tell me, right now as a kid, you really don't see much, but just grow up. I think the things you'll answer yourself. Some things will come clear as grow up. So I think at this point of time, there's a lot of things which are really coming out clear. Like my dad was struggling, but for a reason. Things needed to be in order. So at this point of time now, that's when now you see what the parents were going through during that time. And you really don't want to have that kind of environment. That's why you really have to think twice when you making kind of decision stuff. So so I think they really tried their best in nurturing us up and trying to make sure that we are the best of their versions.
And you've turned out great. So in primary school, did you really perform? You really performed well, right?
I can't say performed poorly, but what I can say is that I really worked hard. But what I can say is that probably is the environment, the challenging moments whereby you don't have access to electricity in your house and stuff. The only time you have good time to study probably is when you're in school. But I can say primary school life, Yeah, as I said, from standard 1 to standard 4, kids just want to be kids and stuff. Yeah. So studying was really quite a challenging time, especially now when you're using pressure lamps and kerosene lamps to study. It was really not a good environment for a kid, especially to be able to have enough time for ourselves to study and be the best in school. But I can say I think bringing up of a child, especially when you have parents who really know the struggle and know what needs to be done for things to change, that's the kind of motivation we really had, because our father was really pushing us so much in terms of like access to resources, as little as they were, but we really saw his effort in terms of like him pushing us to be able to take the opportunity to learn. And that's why I can say that for me, I realized myself when I was in 36. That's when I really started working hard. That's when I came to my senses, like, hey, I need to work hard because this is real. The challenge you're going through at home is real. And if I continue this way, whoever is behind me are my sisters. And whoever is in front of me is still my sister. So they reach a point, they're saying they have a big bro. So what will happen if the big bro
can't show up?
So that really gave me a real challenge. And this really is what really pushed me into, I really need to get a good grade in KCP so that I can go to a better high school and a better university so that I can change the lives of our parents and stuff. So for me, it wasn't more of myself studying. It was more of me studying to
get out of this,
to change the lifestyle we're living in. So it was I was doing it for our parents and something like that. Because you know that kind of experience whereby you see your parents struggle. And you're like, no, this can't proceed this way. So I was actually having that kind of motivation. Let me do this to change home. And that is it.
Nice. And you really turned out well for your class 8.
My class 8, I actually got 325, which is really flying colors for me during that time.
Knowing, which year was this?
2004. 2004, I think,
That must be really, you outperformed yourself given the environment and
I remember there's a time I was scoring 299 marks consecutive until I was like, why 299? Why not 298? And I was like, hey, maybe this is what I'm going to get in KCP or something. But I really tried my best. Getting 325 wasn't a joke for me. I knew like...
You celebrated. How did you celebrate after getting the results?
I didn't celebrate. What I can tell you is that I was really fighting to get a scholarship. And what I can tell you is that during that time, scholarships were really competitive. Because I knew very well if I go to a high school that needs my parents to still go back to their pockets,
it's done.
I was missing out. Because now I have sisters behind me. I also have another sister who is now in high school. And I need to join high school. And I already see the struggle. So for me, I was like, I really need to fight to get a scholarship.
And scholarship cutoff points were like 300?
400 marks. What? During that time, it is competitive. Then, you see, at some point, scholarships, they are looking at people who are from not well of family background, but also doing well. So there were so many who are doing well, and they are also from not so well family backgrounds. But the good thing is that during that time, my parents, I think my father had that kind of, it was kind of, I cannot say it's a strategy, but he had connected me earlier to one of the scholarship, organization, Likoni. And we used to attend a lot of the activities, even during my class 6, 7. And through that kind of bondage and stuff, we had developed a very serious relationship in terms of like even working with those orphanage kids they used to support, having all those kind of activities together without having in mind that these are the people who probably in the future could support me academic-wise. But when I got the results, it was really quite challenging for me because I couldn't get selected because it was really competitive. I remember when I was in their team, when they were kind of shortlisting, one of the team member told me that this process was quite competitive and they couldn't be able to have that kind of a gap from a lot of students who are 400, a lot of students who have 350 and above, who have been filtered. Now they come to me to 325. But I think they went back to their committee and say like, you know what? I think we have walked a very long journey with Dennis and we need to give him a chance.
That's how you cut it?
Yeah, surprisingly tomorrow in the morning they came and said, you know what? Just take this scholarship.
Wow. What is the name of the scholarship organization?
Hatua Network.
And how many scholarship organizations are in Likoni?
For me, I only know Hatua.
Oh, Hatua.
I really don't know whether there is any other which is providing, apart from, it's just recent, apart from now banks providing this kind of new scholarships.
Okay.
Yeah, but
so Hatua has been there for a long, long time.
You can imagine from now when I finished standard 8.
Yeah, that must
that's
be long.
The time
that's
when
like 20 years now.
Not 20 years.
More than that.
I think 18.
18, okay.
Yeah, 15, 18.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, during that time, I think they in Likoni, they were mostly supporting students in Likoni who are from disadvantaged backgrounds, but also doing well.
Okay.
Yeah, so for me, I can say it was really big of luck. At the same time, also having a good background with them without knowing that this could lead to something else really contributed a lot. Yeah. So I think, of course. But their support they gave, it was really immense. And it was not just scholarship. Yeah. There were quite a lot of things put together. Apart from just going to school, there was a lot of trainings, a lot of,
Trainings in what?
Like financial literacy. There's a lot of training it comes to what can I say?
Is that computer studies?
They also provided extra I can say other trainings like computer study skills while still in high school, which was really adding value to whatever I was doing. Actually, I can say if it were not for their computer classes that I got
computer science.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's one of the.
And how long did you do it?
Actually, I did it. I did it immediately. I finished high school. That's when they enrolled me to a computer class.
So you are with them throughout high school?
So from my high school, I never did any computer-related thing.
Okay.
But once I finished high school, that gap period when you're waiting to join college, that's when I realized like I can do some packages here and there, learn a bit basic computing skills.
Yeah.
But I never realized that could really change me into like, let me pursue something in IT. Because whatever I was called for to do in college, it wasn't IT.
Wait a minute. We are still in high school. So you get the scholarship.
Yeah.
Which high school did you get invited to?
I was invited to join Moi Forces Academy.
That is Mombasa.
Mombasa, yeah.
And there is Moi Forces Academy in Nakuru.
Yes.
Is there another Moi Forces Academy in the country?
Nairobi.
Yeah?
Nairobi.
Okay.
It's there.
Yeah. So you join Moi Forces Academy in Mombasa is a prestigious school, and
yeah. So. I don't really remember whether I was really called to Moi Forces directly. I can't remember the school I was called to, but I remember through the scholarship.
Yeah. Is how you go to Moi Forces Academy?
Because now probably Hatua had a good network because they take a lot of their kids now to Moi Forces. So for me, I kind of got that kind of connection to...
Yeah, you like put this 325 here.
You can imagine now. So, so for me, I think it was luck after luck. Sometimes I really don't call things luck. I think things also happen as a result.
Of course.
Because who knew probably if it were not for those kind of activities I did before... doing my KCPE is what probably added value to me getting selected among the few.
Yeah.